Good morning. So this is going to be rather informal. I wanted to do this yesterday. Yesterday was my birthday. Happy birthday, B! Yay! And that made me remember the happiest day of my life. Uh, I don't know if everybody can remember the happiest day of their life. I certainly can. The best day of my life. It was the best day of my life. I don't remember the exact year. It's been a few years ago. Maybe about 4 years ago. Gosh, maybe five. I don't know. It's been quite a few years ago. But I had this great group of friends that I worked with. And when we would work together, we worked night shift. And a lot of times we'd go to breakfast together. Sometimes on Saturday mornings we'd go to Cracker Barrel after work. We'd get off at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then we'd go to Cracker Barrel. And so what we planned for this birthday, it was amazing. There was a time that there was this show on TV called the Double Divas, and the Double Divas made bras, and they said something, I think they had a motto like, no breast too large or too small. And I mean, seriously, these women, it didn't matter what size you were, they had a bra to fit you. And they would travel around and do churches and groups of ladies and just whoever. And they also had a store in Kennesaw, Georgia. Promo. And so they would have this store, and I started watching it. Well, I just half-heartedly watched it, but this other girl that worked with me really, really liked the show, and she didn't miss an episode. And so we decided that we were going to leave work, and we left work that morning, and we went to Cracker Barrel. And there were, let's see, four of us. Let's see, me, maybe there were either four or five of us. I'm thinking there were five of us that went. And we hopped off and went in a car to Cracker Barrel, headed toward Kennesaw, Georgia. So we stopped at Cracker Barrel and had breakfast, just like we always did, and it was great. And we would just sit and talk, and it was nice. When we would have our breakfast, we would sometimes talk some about work and things that happened at work, and then we would just talk about other things, and it was just kind of like an unwind session for women. And we would just unwind and chill out, and then we'd, just be ready to get on with our day after that. So after we had our breakfast, we hopped back in the car and we headed to Kennesaw, Georgia. So we get to Kennesaw, Georgia, and we get to this place, and it's awesome. They have it's a boutique. It's a boutique atmosphere. It's kind of large. It's not large like a Walmart large. It's large for a boutique, and the dressing rooms had these huge velvet curtains on them, and the dressing rooms were large enough for I know that I went in mine. I was in mine, and a friend was with me in mine, and there was still room for the girl to come in, and there was a chair in there. So they're really, really good sized dressing rooms, and you would take your clothes off, well, the top half, and they would give you a robe. It was a silky robe, and so this lady would come in, and she came in. I don't even remember taking the robe off for her. She just came in and glanced at me and walked out and came back in with about 5 beautiful bras. I mean, beautiful bras, beautiful bras. And they all fit perfectly. Fit perfectly. I guess because they do it so much. I don't know, they're so good at it. And then I saw some of the bras that a friend of mine was trying on, and one of them was the cutest thing with little bows, and it had a little bow in the middle and little, like, beads or something across it. Oh, it was just so cute with some lace, and I'm like, I want that one. Well, they didn't happen to have that style in my size, but anyway, we all ended up buying like 3 different bras, and one girl wanted a t-shirt type bra you wear under a t-shirt, and I wanted some half cup bras. Anyway, we all just got different kind of bras. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience. And when we came out of the dressing rooms, one of the ladies from the TV shows was there, and we got our pictures taken with her. So that was great. Okay, so now this is all around lunchtime. I guess around lunchtime. So we're driving back home, and then we stopped by my house in the evening. Or I guess it's late afternoon by this time. We get to my house, and I change clothes, and we go to the Olive Garden. We go to the Olive Garden, and when we get to the Olive Garden, we're met by like 30 people, or 25 other people besides us. So it's a total of about 30 people, of all my closest and nearest and dearest friends. And we have this great dinner. I'm telling you, that was the most perfect day. Not one thing went wrong. Not one thing went wrong. It was the most delightful, the most enjoyable, the most pleasant day I've ever had in my entire life. I mean, not one thing went wrong. It was just, it's the happiest day of my life. I can't imagine it ever being topped as the happiest day of my life. That was the best day, and those are the best friends, and it was just wonderful. And if I could, I would relive that day probably once a year for the rest of my life. So when it was my birthday, it made me think of that, because that was on my birthday, and that was a great day. I was thinking, sometimes I get kind of melancholy on my birthday, and I don't know exactly why. I guess I'll have to explore that a little bit, why I get kind of sad on my birthday. I've spent at least 2 birthdays inpatient in the mental hospital because I was suicidal, and I've spent 1 in a partial hospitalization, which is like an outpatient program, again, because I was so depressed. And so I don't know, that says something to me, that I've spent 3 of my birthdays in a mental hospital. I don't know exactly what it should say to me, but I know that it says something. I know that it says something. And I know that it is true that I start to get depressed around my birthday. I don't know if it's, I really need to explore that. I think I'm going to have to explore what it is, if it's the fact that, you know, here's another year, and what's my life, what's my life come to represent? What have I accomplished? What's my footprint been in this world? I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's, what do I mean to other people? Am I significant enough? I don't know, but I think that it's something worth exploring. I don't know if that's something that's, I'm sure it's not unique to me. I'm sure there's probably other people who get a little down on their birthday. I don't know. It should be a delightful time, an enjoyable time. I do know this. I do know that when I was growing up, in a lot of instances, because I was an only child, it was easy for me to be the center of attention for my mom. I mean, it was like I was the most important thing in the world. I was the center of her universe. And it does disappoint me sometimes now when I'm not. Like yesterday, I expected my boyfriend to send me, in Hispanic culture, there's a song called Las Mañanitas, and it's traditional that when it's your birthday, that you're going to get that song on your birthday. And I expected him to send that to me, and he didn't send it in the morning, and all day I kept looking for it, and it didn't come, and it never came. And I have to admit, I was really, really hurt. I'm still really hurt about it, that he didn't send it to me, because I know sometime in the day he sent messages to other people about other things, and yet me, the most important person in his life, he didn't send that song to. How could that be? And I know that's something that I'm going to have to work out. I'm going to have to figure that out, because somehow it makes me feel less than Magic Fairy Princess Special, and I don't like feeling less than Magic Fairy Princess Special. And I know that's reality. I know that's life, and sometimes life gets in the way. I don't like it. I don't like that. I like feeling like I'm the number one prime thing, and I think everybody probably does. It's just that we don't always get the chance, but I feel like on my birthday it's something that I expect, and I guess that's why it was so special that day, because everything went perfect on that day, and I did feel like the entire day was around me. It revolved around me, and I was happy, and it was around making me happy, and I was surrounded by people that make me happy and events that make me happy, and so I was happy. And I don't know, I guess when I'm not, then it feels different, and I don't know. I think that part of it is expectations. I think that when we have expectations and they're unfulfilled, then we are disappointed. I think that having expectations sets us up for disappointment, because other people don't always know what our expectations are. And even if they know what they are, they're not always gonna, it's not their job to fulfill our expectations. And so I think that when we have expectations, sometimes they are going to be unmet and we're going to get hurt. So I think it's better to just try to roll with the flow and just kind of take life as it comes. I know that's difficult. It's very difficult for me. But I hope that somebody else out there understands what I'm talking about and gets me. But anyway, all in all, it was a good birthday. The boyfriend came and took me to dinner, and then he let me pick anywhere I wanted to go, and I picked a restaurant that I really like. And when we walked in, the daughter of the owner was on my Facebook, and the very first words out of her mouth were "Happy Birthday," and that was nice. And so I felt special, and he did tell me that nobody compares to me, that I'm all that to him. And so I didn't get exactly what I wanted. I guess I have to learn to accept what I'm given, and he gives me all that he can. He tries to do everything that he can to make me happy, and I need to try to not be so upset over the unmet expectations that I sometimes have, and because it just does disappoint me. So anyway, I'll do another talk later, and may not be today, maybe tomorrow, but I wanted to do the birthday talk because of the best day of my life happened to be on my birthday. So hope y'all have a great day, and I'll try to put myself together. I just woke up, and so I wanted to get this done since I had originally planned to do it yesterday. But I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.